Hello, welcome to this episode of the FANMEN Disney podcast. I'm DJ Gove.
Chris Davis.
Athena Gove.
And Harley Davis.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, girls.
Good.
Yeah.
Thanks for being excited.
And the enthusiasm is off the charts here.
I know. Wow, this ought to be spectacular.
Thanks.
Okay, so we figured this is the first real episode. We did one on DVC, so we figured we'd start with the park stuff. We'd start with Magic Kingdom, obviously.
We left you guys out of the business side of it. Keep that to the old people paying bills, you know.
Yeah, you guys need to talk about content.
Yeah, you don't want to talk about that stuff.
But what shall we talk about? So we'll talk about Magic Kingdom, which is most people's favorite park. It's the first one, right?
Yeah.
Does anyone know what year Magic Kingdom was built in?
I was in like 62.
No, you're thinking Disney. Magic Kingdom Disney World. When did it open?
1972?
No, close. I'm so disappointed. You've been there about 40 times.
1970?
1971. Magic Kingdom opened in Orlando, Florida in 1971.
I love that place. Me and my cousins.
So
We're only negative 38, Harley.
Not bad. Yeah. Spring chicken. So how many times has each of you been to Magic Kingdom, like trip-wise? Do you guys know?
I think like 13.
I'm guessing somewhere in the 20s.
I don't know if you've gone 20s. You're only 11.
I go a lot. No, you take me
You've
at
probably
least 3 times a
gone.
year.
If I had to guess how many times you've been there,
Yeah, Dad. Tell me.
probably 10 or 11. Something like that. Probably 11.
Yeah. I think 13, 15, somewhere.
Yeah, because there was a couple
13.
little short.
I have the charm for each time I've been.
Yeah, there was short runs there.
Okay.
Like marathon weekends
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff like that. We
dip-ins and
popped
stuff
in.
like
Yeah, yeah.
Which that counts too, Dad.
Yeah, I included those.
Really?
Getting stink eye from my daughter. Talking about mouse.
So Magic Kingdom is comprised of, their big thing is comprised of several lands. So what's the first land that you hit when you walk into the park?
Main Street USA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then you go up to the Center Spoke Hub, and then going left or right, there's Adventureland, Frontierland, Liberty Square, Fantasyland, and
Tomorrowland.
yay.
She knows everything.
I do know everything.
Well, she takes notes, so she didn't know what year the thing opened though, so she failed already. So
I thought it was in the 60s.
no,
On
sense,
coast.
no sense of
I
history.
was
Yeah.
close.
Wrong.
I was close.
You were close. You guessed.
So when was the first time you guys went? So
I was 6 years old.
okay, and you were young.
How about,
I was like 2, maybe
yeah, you're probably like a
one,
year and a half, too. We did a family
maybe
vacation.
one.
Yeah. So that doesn't really count because
No, you were in the
I
small
didn't
for the
remember
ride.
anything.
No,
the
it's impossible.
Yeah.
So your first real trip, you were probably 4?
Yeah.
But 6
But I
is-
don't still remember that.
No, you didn't really start getting to the point where you wanted to like pick rides you wanted to go on and things you wanted to do and stuff until you were probably 6.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
first one I remember is probably like 8.
Yeah,
something
most
like that.
I get asked a lot, people at work who are bringing their grandkids or their kids, like, what's a good first time? I usually tell them between 6 and 8 is usually a good kickoff
That's kind of,
point.
yeah, that's,
Yeah, you're tall enough to do most
the
stuff.
ideal.
You remember stuff, you can process what's going on, etc.
yeah. 6, Harrow is pretty much tall enough to do everything.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she's like 6'4" now, and she's 10 years old, so.
She dunks without having to jump,
Yeah, almost.
Almost. So, do you guys remember your first trip?
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, your first like real trip. Your first.
Oh,
yeah.
my first real trip? No.
You don't
Still no.
Still no?
The last
Not
one I
little bits
remember
of
is
it?
probably like maybe 9.
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have
They
good.
kind of blend together.
Yeah, kind of. I remember like little stuff. Not a lot. I remember going on the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and it was a crazy line. I also remember like
That's like
going,
3 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember going online, like going.
I do another show with some guy that has recency bias too.
I remember going on like rides that I didn't really want to go on, like Splash Mountain and all that stuff.
Yeah, this is strange. She's the one kid in the world that doesn't like Splash Mountain. You
I
don't like it either?
hate it.
I like it. Dad makes us go on it every time, even though it's like 50 degrees out with like the wind at night, and I get off and I'm freezing,
Harley will fight me tooth and nail.
I'll go on it. It's just every time I get off, it's so cold. Like if I go when we go in October, I'm like perfectly fine. But when it's like winter, end of fall, I'm freezing and I don't like it.
So we were down there. Must have been around
A birthday.
Christmas party.
When?
It was one of the parties when you were still a baby. I mean, you were sitting in the stroller. We were pushing you around, and we tried to go on Splash Mountain, and the dwarfs were out. So it must have been a Christmas party.
Yeah, Christmas would be when.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were hiding in that little cove down there
where
by.
Andy and
They
Jesse.
used to
Sorry,
tuck
Woody and
them
Jesse.
way down there by the bathrooms. And this one at age 3 is like, no, I'm fine. I'll just stay here. I'm good. You guys go. I'll be here when you get back.
I'll hang out with
Just
the
would
dwarfs.
not- yeah, she didn't
I
want to
do
take a picture with the
remember
dwarfs,
with the
and she didn't want to get
seven
out of the chair.
I do remember the Seven Dwarfs. That's
Yeah.
the only thing I remember. And I begged you to just go on that ride without me.
What do you remember about your first
Sure.
trip? Anything stick out in your memory?
The biggest thing, or the biggest two things, would be that Alice in Wonderland dress that I would wear almost every day.
Oh yeah,
You had to like force me not to wear it so that you could wash the thing.
every day.
So that would be like the number one thing I remember. The other thing would be how excited I was for Tower of Terror. And then when I got off it, I was petrified.
Do you remember anything about the first time you walked into Magic Kingdom though?
I was so happy. It was so pretty. And it was just like, it was magical.
I just remember the Century Over. We walk in and, you're waiting for her to see the castle. And we walk in and literally, right as you walk through the gates,
As soon as you get under the overpass.
yep, Pluto and Minnie were out front. Snow White and Dopey were over in their little corner there. And Chicken Little was out in front of Tony's Town Square. And she was just like, she sat there with, she pulled, threw her backpack on the ground and grabbed the autograph book. And she was just like, didn't know which way to go, like running back and forth. So anyway, within being at Disney for like an hour, she had like 17 autographs already. The Mice from Cinderella were out. It was insane. It was insane.
Before like everyone started going, so it wasn't as crowded as it is
Yeah,
today.
it was like the beginning of March, I think. We went. It was
Yeah, they used to the characters would just wander around when we were
Yeah.
kids. You just walked up to whoever happened to be on Main Street or wandering.
Yeah, I think Max and Goofy were there that
Park.
morning too. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
do you remember anything special about the first time she really went?
I think the first big trip that we took, you were 4. And if you think back to it, that's when you did the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique.
Oh, don't show
So
them
it
that
was-
picture. No.
It was right after the redesign. So at that point, you were still in your soft open for Be Our Guest,
Oh yeah. Okay.
Bell Storytime, that kind of stuff. So we were there before they officially opened. And the one thing I remember about you, we were down there like Thanksgiving.
Something
somewhere
like
else
that.
it says-
I remember
but there's
having
a
that like poofy rock star
Yeah,
hair with
when
like,
you talked about
bell
your Cinderella dress, she picked a bell dress. So Heather and I, my wife and I, always kind of pick on some of the Disney mothers that the kids have to look exactly perfect. And
Oh yeah.
you're going into the boutique, but we're telling you what to pick and what your hair is going to look because we got to get pictures later. It's all about the photo op after the fact. We let Harley go, and they said, "Okay, do you want to come pick the dress?" And Harley just walked off with them. Like, "Oh, Mom, do you want to come?" No, she's fine.
No, she's good. She's got it.
Go crazy. So the pictures we have of her are she's in a bell dress. She has like pink Chuck Taylors on, I believe. But then she
Something
picked
like that.
like the hair extensions at the end that you can get the colored braids and stuff like that, and
Like
they'll
I
tease
like
it up to the
Yeah.
poofy
moon.
rock star hair.
She did like the poofy rock star.
on his
The
phone.
pink. She looked like Gem in the
She went
holograms.
Jeb.
The pink makeup out the eyes,
Your
and
phone.
yeah, no, she
I'm
was out,
so
and she wouldn't.
embarrassed.
The one thing that stuck was you wouldn't take that hair out for days. The dress came off. You didn't wash your hair for days. It's like the cement
I
sparkle
cannot do
I
that
said-
now.
mass.
I'm trying to think. We didn't. The first
You
trip.
didn't let me choose. Mom didn't want me to have all the extra stuff in my hair, so I only got the plain bun
the
with
stuff
the
was
tiara.
nasty.
Yeah.
We should have.
But it like
We should have shut that stuff down.
there was so much product and hairspray in my hair that the fairy godmother in training that did my hair. We have a picture where the hair is sticking straight up, no help.
Oh, yeah.
It was just
Alfalfa.
Yeah, it just
there.
Yeah.
I don't think that was that your first trip or was it your second trip?
I was 12.
Were you?
It was with
Was-
Megan.
Oh, it,
So then I was 10.
yeah,
but
you
it was
were
with
10.
Megan.
It was 10. Okay.
Oh, the hair was awful.
'Cause I just remember because I remember.
Glitter cemented in there for.
Yeah, so she laid in because we were at, I think we stayed at Animal Kingdom. So she's in like the
Mm-hmm.
big whirlpool tub in our room rinsing her hair out. I remember the other night I went to go take like a jet tub, and I hit the button, and just glitter came shooting out of the damn vent.
Tinkerbell just threw up all
Exactly. Yeah, it was like a unicorn got murdered in the bathtub.
Oh, it was so bad.
Oh, brutal.
Wait, how did you get my hair out?
We had to basically soak your head.
Yeah.
Because all that product, it turns to like cement, and then they throw the glitter on it and the whole thing. It's not.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I hate. I hate glitter on my hands. It like sticks and it drives me nuts.
I remember
You could play tackle football with your hair.
Yeah, I remember you loving it the first 2 days, and then all of a sudden we hit the point of itching, and you couldn't get it out fast enough. You completely freaked out. You needed all the gel out. You needed the sparkles out. Yeah.
Yeah, brutal.
Brutalness.
It is. So you didn't get to go before the new Fantasyland.
No, she never saw it. It was under construction.
Okay, so you went at least twice, I think, with old Fantasyland.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably the biggest change in you guys' lifetime was the Fantasyland construction.
Yeah.
And they took out Toontown Fair.
Because I only remember
That's
the
right.
new Fantasy.
Right, you've only seen it,
Yeah.
basically how it's set up.
So you've
now.
never seen Toontown at Disney World?
I've seen it at Disneyland.
Yeah, at Disneyland, yeah.
Not at Disney
So they used to have it at
World.
Disney World.
Where Dumbo is, the whole circus, and
Oh.
as you extend out there, the Barnstormer. And
Yeah, I don't get why they did that. Because it's just a waste of time, basically, there. I get
she
the,
doesn't like the Barnstormer or the
I get
local
this-
section.
The Stormer is fun, but, like, I don't get why they put the... Like, I get the Dumbo ride, but I don't get the big, like, circus thing with, like, the...
They needed to create a space so you could wait 2 hours to get Minnie and Daisy
That's
on the
just
Christmas party.
dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
They do need to spread you
They
a little
didn't
bit.
need that. I feel like they could do, like, more attractions there. Like, I know Tron's going maybe over there.
Tron's going in,
Isn't it going like next to Space
it
Mountain?
is. Tron's going in tomorrow.
Behind.
Still, but you could get a new
cars.
ride.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you could have, like, a Tinkerbell ride or something like that.
It's called Peter Pan.
Dad, an actual, like, they made, like, a ton of movies on just Tinkerbell rides.
That's true.
Yeah, there are
So
like
you-
5 of them.
You know, this is a good point, though. So this kind of shows the generational gap. Like, Tinkerbell was just a bit character for us,
Sidekick.
a sidekick in Peter Pan.
Yeah.
They came out with a whole line of fairy movies
Yeah,
that kind of
which I
pulled
love.
in your generations.
Yeah.
So they should have added it.
Yeah, you're.
No, you used to watch those too.
I used to watch them, but I am in
You
the
were older.
It is,
I'm
it
the
is certainly
weird
more.
in between the
Yeah,
two
you're kind of a tweener.
generations because I don't fit in with Gen Z, but I also don't fit in with the millennials because I can.
Well, we made you watch so much of our stuff too.
Yeah, but it's not just me. Like online, you see all these people saying like I identify with the '90s babies, but I also somewhat the littlest bit identify with the Gen Z babies.
I have, like, never heard the, like, term, like, where the millennials, did you say? Or something like that. And I've never heard
She's
that term.
She's awestruck by this.
It's like,
I'm only 11.
explain
I'm not,
this. What
I
is this
just turned 11.
generational
I'm
thing?
not supposed to know this stuff, guys.
So yeah, so
Fine.
you brought up a good point. So there's even more stuff changing now. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on through all the parks. So
Another thing is I heard they're making more cruise ships. That's one thing I don't
Hey.
think they need.
Okay, stay on point here. We're talking about the park.
let's talk about ships and other
We'll get to the ships later.
Disney.
That's true.
Just Magic Kingdom.
So
Okay.
next year, so this is 2020. So next year will be 50 years. It's the 50th anniversary of the Magic
Wow.
Kingdom. So they're going kind of gangbusters on stuff.
They are.
So there's a whole bunch of new rides everywhere. So like we were talking about on the ride up here, the other day they put the giant Gastos restaurant sign in the in the France Pavilion for the new Ratatouille ride.
Really?
Yeah, and they opened the new Beauty and the Beast sing-along show in the France Pavilion today.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, they give
Did it?
they got these gorgeous posters they're giving us. I'm kind of bummed they're not there.
Nice.
But the biggest thing for Magic Kingdom is Tomorrowland's getting a bunch of overhaul. They're doing they just did a new archway. We saw it when we were down there a couple weeks ago.
They did?
Whereabouts?
For when you go Center Hub and you go to the right, the archway into Tomorrowland, they just redid they painted all the
Oh,
rocks and everything.
wow.
They redid like the archway. They did some more topiary and stuff like that. They extended where Merida usually is when you're back in the corner there on the corner of the castle.
Yeah.
They just doubled that walkway in width, so you can
they
actually
needed to do
you
that
can walk
a long
there
time
finally.
ago. It was always so tight.
It was.
Yeah. It's
And Tomorrowland's getting a lot of new paint and stuff like that. But also the big thing is, like she just says, that the Tron ride's going in.
Yeah.
So you've actually seen the cycles.
I've sat
in
on the
person.
cycles.
Yeah.
They're so comfortable.
Do we
That's
have,
what it-
like, any idea of, like, what the Tron ride's gonna be. Like, is it a roller coaster?
Yep.
Or like what it is?
I'll tell you
Let
exactly what
DJ educate you.
I will tell you exactly.
Okay.
What it is. So have you ever seen the movie Tron?
No.
Okay,
You've seen
Tron.
pieces.
You've seen Legacy, right?
Yeah.
So Tron is a movie that the first one came out in the 80s, back when people were fascinated by computers. It's a guy who gets sucked into a computer. And the program that runs the computer, quote unquote, is the bad guy. So they have these things in the movie called light cycles. They're motorcycles that light up, hence the clever name.
Wow.
All kind of Disney imagination. So the ride is, they have the ride right now in Shanghai. So the ride is, you're going to go and sit on one of these light cycles. And actually, as I'm talking, I will bring up a picture so you can see what these things look like.
It's kind of like Flight of Passage and Avatar.
A little bit.
So you're kind of walked onto the cycle
Yeah.
when you're okay.
And
Yeah.
another thing is, oh wow, that's cool. And when I was still on TikTok, I showed my dad one day. They had a picture when you're going on the People Mover. You can literally see the Tron ride, and there's like these crazy hills, and I'm like, I never knew that, and
Yeah,
I
you
just
can
thought of
see-
it while DJ was talking about it, and
Yeah,
I
you can
never
see
knew
Pieces
it.
of the track from
And I
there.
was like, what? And I showed you, and you're like, what the?
Yeah, so the track is all done.
I saw that on the video.
It's massive. It's a massive track. And the dress building frame is all done. The dress building is a term they use for, it's basically the enclosure for the ride. So this track will not all be hidden inside. Part of it will come outside over Tomorrowland.
Oh,
Wait, it's going over Tomorrowland?
There will be a
Wait,
part where
what?
you're actually gonna have the main building, and you're gonna start off in the building, kind of like Space Mountain, and you'll go in and you'll sit on your light cycle and get locked into place. You lay down like a Kawasaki motorcycle. You pull back on the handles, and a plate comes over your back, a little like padded cup to hold your back in place, and there's plates that cover your calves to lock you in places.
So very much like Flight of Passage. huh?
Very
Oh,
much so.
wow.
And then you will basically, the point of the story for the ride is you will race Master Control, which is the bad guy, computer bad guy,
okay.
which is the orange color. You will race them across this track while Daft Punk music blasts and the lights blink and all that stuff.
Is it going to have the feel of the movie where you're taking the hard lefts and the hard rights? And,
Yep, it is. It also goes 60 miles an hour.
Well,
So this thing hauls.
what I saw in the video, I saw this like big thing, and they weren't like actually going on, but it didn't look like it went over Tomorrowland. Like what? And it didn't seem like any part was like inside a building. I just don't know. It was like
Well, yeah, if you're
it was
seeing it from
probably like
People
a
Mover.
couple months ago, like probably 5 months ago when I was still on TikTok,
Okay.
and it was like crazy.
She's too busy for TikTok now. She's
Yeah,
she's very important.
she's
No,
outgrown
I
TikTok.
gave it up.
That's okay. So
For Lent?
yeah, for Lent. So they have the building all built, all framed out, and they finished the track. So yeah, so this ride will start inside, and there will be a huge loop that will come outside of the building, and you will have a full view of tomorrow. And you won't be able to see nothing really because you're going to be going so fast.
So test track-esque?
Kind of, yeah.
Pop out of the doors, come around the big
Yeah.
bag.
This sounds
yeah.
scary.
Like a mix
yeah.
between Pandora and Test
So it's
Track.
basically
Very much-
gonna be like kind of like the California Screamin', aka the Incredicoaster.
No, this is
that's
going to
a
be
coaster.
This is going to be
different.
this is a motorcycle coaster. This is very
Sounds
unique.
like a coaster, like a bigger than California.
It's a motorcycle coaster.
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, it's not a traditional roller coaster like you're thinking.
That's what I thought, but like I've been watching videos because I'm getting ready, but like it just sounds like it sounds just like a regular big roller coaster. I'm not a big roller coaster.
No, so you probably won't appreciate this as much because of your age and both of you. But yeah, I'm not speaking for your dad, but I kind of am. But ever since I first saw Tron when I was a kid, I wanted to ride a light cycle
Like
so
first
bad.
time I saw it was like World of Disney or something. It was
Yeah.
like the Sunday
I
night.
think I
was
need to see this
enamored
movie.
with the light
You
cycle.
can watch it whenever.
Yeah,
There's nothing scary
It
about
doesn't
that.
hold up as well anymore, but still, the light cycle is a cool thing. So
The sequel was good.
it was good. It was good.
You'll
There
enjoy
was
it.
a sequel.
There
Going
was.
back to Flynn's.
There
I
was.
can't speak today.
That's okay.
That's all right. It's late.
Yeah. So that ride's coming. There's a bunch of cleanup they're doing too. You know, new walkways, new pavement, kind of clean everything up. But their big thing was the Fantasyland expansion. So you've only ever seen that. You remember the old stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything? Do you like the new Fantasyland better than the old one, or?
I mean, I definitely really like the new Fantasyland, but I do miss Toontown. I thought it was adorable, and it was just like
Yeah.
Fantasyland is like definitely perfect for children still, but Toontown was like just for like children, and it was just like adorable. I
Very
loved
much.
it.
Go to Mickey's house. And
Yeah, like I still have all the pictures when I went to like Mickey and Minnie's house, and then we got to go into like Donald's boat and like all of that.
You know what's interesting? I mean, Harley's only seen the new fantasy one. I think you've gone so much. We have memories of the old one, but it's amazing how they integrate it where it looks like it's always been there.
Yeah.
Like you don't really think, oh, this is the whole new section anymore. You're just programmed to go to Ariel's ride or go to Gaston's Tavern or whatever the case may be.
In the Toontowns in California, I know we're not talking about it, but like I've never seen like Minnie's house. I know there's just like the weird cow,
It was
like something
very
coaster
busy.
that was for like babies. Like I never saw like.
I went on it last time.
It's,
I waited in line for it.
No, you didn't. It was Mama. And
It was back left.
Anyways, and I never knew like it wasn't. It sounds like it wasn't the thing that it was like back then for you guys.
Well, Toontown was an add-on even for us. It didn't exist when I first went there.
Yeah.
It was it was just your core lands
There's a
around the
people
hub.
funnel.
Yeah, exactly. And they needed something to bleed off some of the crowds.
Exactly. Which
From
they need
everywhere
even,
else.
they even need even more now. But also in Disneyland, their Toontown is getting changed also. So it was always a little bit smaller because obviously they have a real estate issue out that way.
Mm-hmm.
But now the entrance to their version of Mickey's Runaway Railway, a ride that's opening at Disney World Hollywood Studios this year, is going to be in Toontown.
Is that what's taking
Really?
the Great Movie Ride spot?
Yes, that's what's going. It's going where the Great Movie Ride is.
Oh,
In
I saw
Disneyland,
posters for
in
that.
Disneyland, it's one of the houses, Mickey or Minnie's or whatever, is becoming the entrance to the queue, and then they built a new dress building behind it for the ride.
It is very much in Disneyland. It's very much kind of the afterthought beyond the tracks.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's
definitely.
kludgy to get over there. It's just not.
We
It's
went.
a tight walkway back there.
Yeah, we were over there briefly because she had to hit Roger Rabbit
hmm
because she likes Roger Rabbit. So we went over there, but we didn't spend a lot of time.
We used it as quiet time. We went back there
Yeah.
because the rest of the park was so packed that day.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
That's what we did with you too when we went to the Disney World one. It was like, okay, we need a break.
I need a little open space.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
So I have a question for Disney World. I don't know if any of you know it, but where was Walt Disney's apartment in Disney World? Because I know in California it's the old firehouse, like off to the side when you walk in.
So there actually isn't one in Disney
Nope.
World.
I never saw it.
It's only in Disneyland.
Did they like take it out or something?
No,
No.
Walt never saw it completed.
yeah, Walt passed away before Disney World opened.
Really?
Yep, Roy Disney actually opened Disney World.
Yeah.
He never got to see
What
his
year
vision
did he
completed.
die? Because
70?
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
it was.
I thought
I
it
think
was
it's
like 1
70.
year later, and I guess it is.
Yeah, I mean, it was well under construction, and there's pictures of Walt walking
I've seen
around
a
Disney
book.
World, but he never got to see
Yeah,
it.
I've seen a book where it's like all the old rides, like
I have it
instead
here
of
somewhere.
Well, no, it was
Nemo.
66. He died in
He died
66.
that really?
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Right after they built all the land.
Mm.
Do you know what the you better know this one? What do you know what the last ride that Walt actually oversaw the development of before he passed away? The last thing he looked at like storyboards for, and yep, I like that, I like that, I like that.
Haunted Mansion?
No,
Nope.
Haunted Mansion
Nope.
is.
You give me a hint?
You better know this. You want to work there, you better know these things. Pirates of the Caribbean was the last thing Walt oversaw before he passed away.
Oh,
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the last thing he had
like-
direct input in.
I thought it was like Haunted Mansion or like I was
Haunted Mansion came
watching
after.
this thing on YouTube about like the Haunted Mansion and well, the Haunted Mansion was in California, but the Tower of Terror in both places, and it said like that was like one of the few last things he actually checked.
No,
Tower
no.
Terror went like in the 90s.
Tower of Terror was, yeah, I remember Tower of Terror opening.
They said he like started working on it and then they got pushed behind and then they
No.
did all this other stuff and then worked on it again.
No, it was definitely Pirates.
Okay, that documentary.
Yeah.
The first,
There was also like the whole changing it to actual Pirates of the Caribbean before. Because before it was just regular pirates, and then they came out with Pirates
yeah, it
of
was
the Caribbean.
generic, and then they kind
Yeah.
of reskinned it for.
So they kind of reskinned it for like
no, a lot of the
to
stuff.
theme the movie.
Yes, they brought Jack Sparrow into the ride.
That I know because I haven't seen the old one. I haven't seen a lot of the old rides. I've seen like Mr.
Yeah.
Toad.
You see
and
more.
that's it.
You're 11. You're not supposed
Yeah,
to see
you're
all the
not.
old stuff.
No, so like
But I
when,
read about it in like I
Yeah.
have this book.
when we were going for the first time, like maybe not you, definitely me. There was only one park. There was only the Magic Kingdom. You were going to
What?
Orlando just to see that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Epcot didn't open until
82.
yeah. So first time I went,
And there was nothing to do in Epcot for kids.
Yeah, it was probably about a year before Epcot opened.
Okay.
It was just a single park.
I know.
None of the
I read
resorts.
about this book that has all these old rides. Like there's one about like I don't know what it's called. It's like there's an alligator and you go underwater and you see all these like people. I don't know. There's like scuba divers.
Oh,
and it's like where the Mimo thing is, and you
so
go
yeah,
down.
so you're thinking of at Disneyland they have 20,000 Leagues. They had that at Disney World.
They used to.
It's like a
way back
crocodile. You're going down like something
No,
like
it's not a
that.
crocodile.
It's
It's,
octopus.
yeah.
It's a squid
Oh, it looked
or something
like
like
it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So
really-
Yeah.
I remember that. So I mean, so the first
I
time,
remember going.
the first time I went was I want to say 92,
Mhm.
maybe. I was in 4th grade, I think, and we only got to go because your Uncle Zach was sick. When he was a kid. We went with Make a Wish.
Yeah.
And there were the couple of things I remember. I remember doing 20,000 Leagues, and I remember Space Mountain. I remember meeting Chewbacca, and that's pretty much all I remember from that trip. I really don't remember a whole lot about the Disney part of that. That's before I was obsessed with Disney too. So
It would have been somewhere around like 80, 81.
yeah,
Probably 1980 because Uncle Matt was 3.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
about your brother.
He was very
Auntie G wasn't born. So
no,
you probably
Auntie
went
G
when
was.
he
It was
like
before my sister was
3.
born.
Has Auntie G ever been to Disney?
She went with you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So back then, though, you didn't. There was one character breakfast where the ship is in what is now Disney Springs.
Mhm.
That was just Lake
Oh
Buena Vista.
yeah, that's
So
right.
you had to leave park proper, and they used to have a character breakfast on the ship. There was no Disney Springs. You didn't have any of the
No
resorts.
fleet of buses
So you had the Contemporary,
in the
Fort
Poly.
Wilderness, and the Poly.
Oh yeah, the Fort Wilderness
Wilderness-
was just a campground,
But
right?
it was just literally throw up your tents. Yeah.
yeah, therapy times.
It wasn't the kind of resort that it is now.
Yeah, this gigantic sprawling thing.
Yeah. Can you imagine that, Harley? You take a tent down to
I
Disney?
don't think I could live there. And I know how you were saying like you go into a ship for breakfast. I want to be comfortable doing that. Like I feel comfortable going on like the Disney cruises, but like I have a fear
Paddle
of
boat?
standing next to big
Yeah,
Is that what
things.
it is?
Like
It's a
Fulton's
giant
Crab House.
paddle
Yeah,
boat?
the old Fulton's Crab House.
It's
Like I have
the
a
paddle
fear of
boats
like
are-
standing next to big things. It's weird.
Huh.
Oh.
Good to know.
Yeah, and heights.
Well, not to scare you, but you're sitting next to a giant, like 20-inch Batman Funko Pop. So be careful.
Not that. I mean, like when we went to the Statue of Liberty, there was this like big thing that was a replica, and I wouldn't go near it because I had a fear of the big thing on the wall.
Okay.
Kind of a random rabbit
You
hole, but
remember
okay.
it though?
So let's go. Let's go
The ADD is in full effect here.
full effect. So let's go land by land. Give me the first thing that pops in your head when I mention the land. So I'm trying to see how much you guys remember
Store,
about stuff, whether it's a store or a ride or anything. So Main Street USA. What's the first thing that pops into your head?
Casey's Corner.
Okay.
How about you? Main Street.
I don't know.
You don't know?
You don't know anything on Main Street?
I don't know like the store names. I know I like the plaza, but that's it.
Oh, there you go.
So
No, that's
nothing.
a good one.
That's it.
The Plaza's a good one.
Yeah.
For me, it'd be the Magic Shop.
Ooh, start
I
with.
love the
Oh,
Magic
you
Shop.
gave
when
me
I
that
was-
T-shirt.
I do
yeah.
love the art of Disney right there.
That's very cool. But yeah,
I usually hit
That
that way
was-
to Starbucks.
that was always my favorite as a kid, was going
Yeah.
to the Magic Store.
My favorite thing on Main Street USA is near the you can come in either side, but near the exit to Magic Kingdom is my favorite popcorn cart.
Just to the right, if you're going, yeah.
Yep, correct.
Yep. I know what you're talking about.
You always have to have
You
your
have
popcorn.
to hit it before you get on the boat or the monorail or
Yep,
whatever.
exactly.
My cousins love to snack. They just do.
We're going to get
We'll-
there
we'll get
later.
there. We'll get there. We'll
Don't
get there.
jump ahead.
Don't yeah.
I didn't.
We have a very unofficial format here. Okay, so Adventureland.
Jungle Cruise.
Okay.
Come back to me, please. I'm not sure.
Pirates.
Yeah, it's got to be Pirates.
It's gotta be Pirates. To me, that whole area is just Pirates of the Caribbean area.
Well,
Wait, Jungle Cruise?
I mean,
because when I the last
I don't know. There's part of me that almost said the treehouse.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Just 'cause
I
remember-
refuse to go in the treehouse. I'm way too afraid of heights.
Really? I remember I loved climbing trees. I was always out in the woods as a kid, so go running through that thing.
I've never like paid attention to what rides are in what land, but now that you guys said it, I'm gonna say pirates.
Okay.
Yeah.
No one said
really.
Magic Carpets of Aladdin. I'm shocked.
Is that one?
I don't know like
How about the
what
spinning
rides are
camel?
in what.
The spinning camel. Oh my! We,
That's big.
we were at the flipping Christmas party, and we're walking to Adventureland. It's dark out. And,
that's not right.
Yeah, and
Camel spits at you.
and my buddy Alex goes, "Camels, watch out! They spit." And I was like, "What?" And I looked up and I got one right between
Oh,
the
yeah.
eyes. It drove me right between the eyes. Like, you son of a. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
It
you
was
gotta
like,
bank
the
wide.
timing was perfect and everything. Okay, Frontierland.
I'm gonna say Big Thunder Mountain.
Big Thunder.
Yeah, Big Thunder.
Big Thunder, yeah.
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 Close seconds, Country Bears. I almost said Country Bears.
Oh God, yes.
Ooh.
Have you ever done the Country Bears?
In
has.
Disneyland, not in World.
We've done them at Disney World.
Nope. It was in Disneyland.
I love the Country Bears.
I like the
They're
food
fun.
in Frontierland.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a
It's
lot of
pretty
good stuff.
There's a lot of
there.
good
My
eats
mom
at
likes the
Frontierland.
chocolate covered bananas. Her and her
She does.
chocolate covered bananas.
Me.
Nice. Okay, so let's keep going. Liberty Square.
Haunted Mansion.
I agree. Haunted Mansion.
Your favorite place to sleep as a kid was the Hall of Presidents, though.
It is
I would agree.
true.
It's the Haunted Mansion.
For me, it's the Steamboat.
Your mother would actually
Ooh.
say the little Christmas shop there.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was thinking
Loves the
about that
ornament
too.
store.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember, every time you come through the walkway, just the boat was always right there.
Yep.
So I do like the Liberty Square.
Tom Sawyer gets no love.
No, but actually they're reopening the eatery on there too. So
I've read something about
yeah,
that.
there used to be a food place on there. So I think we did it once.
You've never done Tom Sawyer.
We've done it once, I think.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like we're always going like we usually go like in the winter and the fall and stuff like that. So there's always
That's
other
the
things
last
going on.
thing I wanted to do was get on a boat to go over to the island.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Wait,
I'm with
no.
you.
Just
Yeah.
doesn't seem that cool.
Okay, so Fantasyland.
That's a hard one.
That is
Skip
a-
me for right now.
That's a hard one. Can we go to Chris?
I will go current or all time.
Whatever.
All time, it's Captain EO. I love
Oh.
them. I'm going with the captain.
For me, it's the Sword and the Stone.
Yeah, it's in terms of rides right now, it might still be Pan. I like the old
Yeah.
school ones.
Yeah.
I hate the line for it, but
Oh yeah, I always think like that center, see like the carousel with the Sword and the Stone in front of it.
yeah.
So I don't know if you know this. You don't know this either. Actually, although the first time we took you, I think they still did it every now and then. So
Oh, when they would.
you know where this, where the carousel is, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have the Sword and the Stone there, and every day some kid used to be able to tug on that thing, and it would release,
let it
and it
go.
would come out, and Merlin would come out and grant you like King of Magic Kingdom for the day and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
They had like.
Crazy.
They had people like just like walk around.
They don't do that
They weren't
anymore,
like
though.
characters, but they weren't like cast members either. They were just like people from like that like time, I guess you could say, like walking around and like talking to everyone. It was like funny.
yeah. But someone used to be able to pull the Sword
I
and the Stone
wish
every
they
day.
still did that.
Me too.
That'd be cool.
Maybe when the live action one comes out, because that's got to be on the live
Yeah,
action
you
list.
could tie it
They
into
would
that.
have to refurbish it because the problem is with the gears.
Ooh, do tell. Is that what you got?
They're just it's like too rusty because it's fairly old. It's hard to refurbish it, you know.
How do you fix rusty gears? WD-40.
Oil?
Yeah,
There you go.
I know
Gallons and
that. But
gallons.
when
Yeah,
it's like
$6 fixed it.
but when it's like a massive like attraction, you know, it's kind of you need to like do more than that. Otherwise, it can risk getting stuck.
Okay, so when you get your Imagineering job, first thing on your checklist, get that Sword and the Stone working again.
They'll remove that whole section and make it look like nothing ever happened.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
They'll age the stone around it, and it'll
What did actually happen there, though?
They just stopped doing it
Yeah, they
because. Have you ever watched the Sword and the Stone, the Disney movie? That's what
Nope.
happened to it.
There you go.
There you go.
It's-
None of you kids have watched it.
You may see it now that Disney
I
Plus is back. Yeah, I remember
Yeah, well, it's
watching.
because it's your mom, like your mom's favorite one, so she drilled
One
it in
of
your head.
hers,
One of
yeah.
hers, yeah.
So, have you guys answered? What's your favorite part?
Winnie the Pooh.
You think Winnie the Pooh when you walk?
Winnie
in?
the Pooh.
I don't actually know what,
Fantasyland. What's your favorite ride at Magic Kingdom?
what's my favorite.
Or if you just-
Seven Dwarfs Mine
Yeah,
Train.
Oh,
okay.
there you go.
That counts.
Yeah, because you can hear that thing
You're
walking
right
there
in the
too.
middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Funny
you can-
story. The first time we were there, it caught on fire.
You were
When
there
we
for
were
that?
in line. Yeah.
Oh my!
Oh,
God.
yeah,
we
we
were.
were.
there for
We were in line when it caught on fire.
Ah,
Where
No
did
way.
it caught on fire?
it was the trees on the outside.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I had no idea you guys were there for that. I remember that.
Mhm.
Oh, we had to get out
It
of
was
line.
early. We did. They evacuated the line, and
They had to evacuate Pirates of the Caribbean when we were there with Bertha Ellis.
Were you on the ride?
We weren't on the ride, but we were like in the line, and I think
What's up?
someone put like their hand.
Can I
in.
change my Pirates answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Does the old McDonald's fry cart?
Oh, yeah. No, that's Frontierland, though, wasn't it?
I don't know. It's like right on that.
It's right on the edge.
It's I don't know what you count that as. It's
when
on the
you-
walk
it's the
from
back-
Pirates to.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Big
I
Thunder.
think it's
Is that
Frontierland.
Frontier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Back when these had McDonald's fries.
Wait,
It was
so
kind
I
of on
have
the
a
back
question.
walkway.
But they were like perfect McDonald's
Oh, they
fries.
were that's
I
all
think
they did.
I think they used like the beef fat back then. It was freaking
So
amazing.
good.
I almost said Dumbo because I still think a Dumbo spinning around the middle of Fantasyland from back in the day.
It was there, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have a question about
Yeah.
the Pirates ride. Did someone actually touch like an animatronic and it made it go off?
I think it was that someone put their hand in the water.
Someone put their hand in the water and lost a finger.
Yeah.
Mm.
'Cause
That's
they had
why they say keep arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you can easily
Creepy.
hit something.
But you didn't get in the boat, right?
We weren't in the boat. We could see everyone getting on the boat. That's how close we were, and then we had to leave, and it was upsetting.
Oops.
Yeah.
I don't like hearing about like people losing limbs.
you'll be.
Yeah, you'll
I'll be fine.
You still
I'll
have all your
live.
digits, yeah.
So what about Tomorrowland? What's the one thing that pops into your head when you think of Tomorrowland?
That's easy.
But it's like your shooting thing.
Space Ranger spin. Okay.
People mover.
Wow, World War II Space Mountain.
Space Mountain. For me, it was back when we went. The one thing I remember eating was there used to be an attraction in Tomorrowland. I don't remember what it was called. It wasn't Space Mountain. It wasn't. Maybe it was Alien Encounter. Maybe I don't know. But
Was
you-
it like the Buzz Lightyear?
Nope, that
Ride?
wasn't.
No,
That
no,
wasn't even
no,
there
that's
back then.
Buzz
It might
was
have been where
recent.
Buzz Lightyear is. But you come off
Was
and
it
there's
like-
whatever the food place is there in the middle of Tomorrowland under the Astro
Yeah.
Order. Used to have a cone. Like it looked like an ice cream cone. It wasn't an ice cream cone. It was like bread or something filled with chili or in taco meat. So it was meat in a cone.
Ooh.
And it was the most amazing thing. So I sat there and ate like an entire like thing of like chili in a cornbread cone.
I don't remember this.
That sounds interesting.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember when everybody's talking about the gondolas and what's going on now going from the Riviera? Do you remember when they had those in the Magic Kingdom?
Yes.
You used to be able to go from
I
one
think
side
so.
of the park to
I'm
the
pretty
other.
sure the first time I went, they were still installed, but they didn't run.
Okay.
No, I take that back. I saw because I remember the drop station over next to where the Rapunzel bathroom is now.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
Yep.
That's exactly where it was. And it kind of kitty cornered across the park.
Yeah. 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 It was just like the
Yeah.
ones at Canopy.
Same idea. But you get an overhead view of the entire Magic
It
Kingdom.
was a ski lift, basically.
Yep.
I have a question since you were talking about Rapunzel. Did they ever let anyone up the tower?
It's completely decorative.
I thought they did at one point, like back then when they first opened it.
No, that was a TikTok rumor.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
It's just a it's
no,
just
it actually wasn't.
yeah, it's just a bathroom. So before it was the Rapunzel bathroom, it was a place to park your strollers to get onto the lift.
And I
It's a stroller
remember
park.
when there wasn't even that.
Yeah, exactly.
There was just nothing there.
There was
You
a lot
went
of
from
wasted
Small
space
World,
back in the day.
Small World around the corner by Pan, and you hit the little shop by the Haunted Mansion.
And then I have another thing. I know there's like these carts that used to be in the air, like these little like box carts. Where was the like ending and start in the Magic Kingdom for that
Rapunzel
part?
was one where DJ's talking
Where the
about.
Rapunzel bathroom was. And the other one was
Was it in
over, I think it was
Tomorrowland?
where Toontown was.
Did it go that far? It
I
might
think
have.
it did.
Where,
Between Toontown and Tomorrowland.
like
So it
what
cut you
ride
across
is?
the back behind
Yeah.
the castles.
Because there was no train tracks back then over
That's
there.
right.
The train tracks came in more.
Right, and you're not going to kitty corner through the castle.
Yeah, no. Yeah, correct.
What ride is there now? Because I don't remember
Nothing.
Toontown.
There's nothing there.
So one's a stroller parking, and then Toontown.
Oh,
got created.
Toontown
Oh.
is the circus area now.
Right. That's where the
that
the
makes
tent was
sense.
with all the good candy,
Yeah.
autographs,
Yep.
all that kind of
Yep.
stuff.
That caught on fire when we were there this
Did
last
it?
time. Yeah, in December.
It did?
Yeah, they had a
What?
fire. I think the cotton candy machine or something caught on fire.
Ooh.
It was closed. I was kind of bummed.
Don't listen to
It
any of
smells
this, folks.
sweet.
It's a wonderful place.
It's a magical place where everything gets on fire.
Oh,
It's like Tahiti,
as he always says, it's the most magical place and one of the worst places on earth.
depending on how your child's acting. Yes.
Yep.
Yep. And what time of year it is, too.
hmm And it can be all in the same day.
So when's the next time you guys are? Do you guys have a world trip planned?
We don't have a world trip plan. We're going west in about a month. Nothing down to Disney World just
Yeah.
yet. Although there are things we got to get her down there now.
Yeah.
Fingers
My little-
crossed.
My little basketball player wants to go to
Wow.
the NBA experience.
Oh, the NBA experience? So I went in there. One thing that drove me bonkers, not to go off on a tangent. So
People?
No. So you walk in and it's this gorgeous NBA store. Like this thing is insane. So first off, the Michael Jordan authentic Mitchell & Ness jersey is $150 more than any other player just because it's Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
Number two, out of all, so they have the back wall, right, with all like the greatest players. There's like Patrick Ewing and Michael Jordan and Magic. What Celtic do you think they had on the wall back there?
Larry Bird?
No.
You would think, but
Isaiah Thomas.
no. What Celtic do they have back there? They go
Pierce?
like Russell or Kuzi?
Robert friggin' Parrish. Out of all the people. Isn't that kind of
What?
odd?
Did his licensing come
I
cheaper?
guess so. I don't know. I mean, I found Bird. Bird was just like on the rack by himself with Miguel, but I was like, what?
No, Bird should be back
Yeah.
there.
So
That
Bird
it's
should be
no
right next to
sense.
Magic
yeah.
in every placement.
The NBA experience, honestly, it looks exactly like what you do up in Springfield, just with a store attached to it, a better store. That's all. It's what it is.
Yeah, I guess
It's a
Disney
little-
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's a little mini Hall of Fame, basically.
I still need to see it though.
I know you do.
You need to go in and
you're a
you
hoop
shoot
head.
and yeah.
I am a hoop head. I really am.
Nothing wrong with that.
And
When's your next trip, Athena?
I'm going in January 2021.
By yourself?
Nice.
Well, not by yourself. You're going
I'm
with.
going with my aunt.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
very cool.
So I think I told you the trip we were going to get my brother and his wife for their first anniversary.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
since Athena's taking her instead, so I think we're
Very
also
cool.
going January 2021, or February.
We have talked about January 2021, but that's because Mom wants to do another marathon.
We saw the points charts for January, right?
I have not seen the new
Oh,
points
so-
charts yet. I'm gonna have to take a look at that.
January is all by itself in the lowest tier category is just January from like the 4th to like the 30th.
So it actually covers marathon weekend.
No, marathon weekend's in February.
Marathon it was January. Did they change it? They just went by marathon.
Oh, I'm
weekend.
thinking Princess Marathon weekend.
Oh, the Princess Marathon is in February.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
And then Star Wars hits in April.
yeah. I want to do that one.
And then you got to wait until the fall for like Food and Wine and
Yeah, for
the other stuff.
yeah.
Star Wars one is fun. Just be careful because occasionally in April you can get your 80-degree days.
Oh yeah, no, I'll probably just do it virtually and
The last time we went, there were the health warnings. Like this last marathon, it got too warm. They were talking about potentially shutting it down.
yeah, they just did the one they just did. They had to change the course midway, or it was a mess.
Yeah, Heather was
So,
following.
it was a
She was
mess.
following one of our friends that was running.
Yeah, but we're gonna go to. I think I told you. I don't know if I told you or not. We're going with my aunt and uncle on a trip to Antigua through our work.
Oh, very nice.
So it's like $2,000 a person to fly from Boston. But if you fly from Orlando, it's like $300. So we'll just sandwich like 3 days on each end Disney wise, and you're like a 14-day trip. So
There you go.
there we go. Okay, so Athena knows. Athena's been on the show before. Actually, Harvey, you've been on the show too. The
you did one.
non-Disney show. So I figured since we couldn't figure out which category we want to give you guys to make it fun, we're going to do 2 different top 3 lists today. So first up, we're going to do give me your top 3 favorite snacks in the Magic Kingdom. If you couldn't think of just 3, you can do an honorable mention or 2.
Are we starting off with the honorable mentions and going?
You-
Yeah, we'll go honorable
start
mentions.
honorable
You guys
mention
go.
and
Yeah.
from there.
So Harley, why don't you start? We'll go this way.
Do you have any honorable mentions, Harley?
Ones that didn't make the list.
Anything that didn't make the list but was
close.
really close?
that was really close. That I don't think I have any. If I think of one, I'll tell it, but
Okay.
Okay, so
That's fine.
really.
okay, that's fine. We'll go.
No, you don't have
Oh,
to have any
wait,
honorable.
yeah.
What's
Okay.
that?
Hot dogs. I've tried them once
The
and they're
Casey's hot
so
dogs?
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't eat hot dogs, but my uncle says like Disney's hot dogs are the
They're
best.
supposed to be stellar. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know if I've had
Or
one.
I've had one like once and that's it. But like
Yeah,
that's
one of the
my-
ones at Casey's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's one.
you like
Cool.
Casey's, I know that, but
I do like Casey's.
okay.
You got Athena.
Honorable mention.
So I have 2 honorable mentions. The first one is Dole Whip, and this one is actually new because I used to hate pineapple, and now I love it, and Dole Whip is amazing, but it's still an honorable mention. And the second honorable mention would be turkey legs.
Ooh, there we go. Out of carnivore.
Huh.
For my, I
You-
want to add Dole Whip too. I forgot about it. And I love it.
Yes, I like that too.
Almost made the list.
Okay,
It
cool.
did.
No, I'm being good on this one. I didn't add any honorable mentions. I kept it
Really?
tight to the top 3.
Okay.
Yep.
What?
So I had 2 small ones. Number 1 is the Orange Bird Swirl.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
I do like that. And number 2 is actually a snack that doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. That was the pork shank from Gaston's Tavern.
Oh, yeah.
That thing was out of bounds, and they just couldn't source them. They couldn't source enough pork shanks that they needed to keep it going, so they kiboshed it, which is unfortunate. Because the thing was like a meal in itself.
That's sad.
It was like a 4-pound snack. It was amazing.
Okay, I did remember not honorable mention.
Okay, shoot.
No. The funnel cakes.
Oh, from Sleepy
I'm
Hollow.
adding that too.
Love the funnel cakes.
At Christmas year, they had a red velvet one.
And it's usually something I wasn't thinking of it because it's something I associate with Epcot more because they have to stand over by the American experience.
Yep.
But
Nice. Can't go wrong with it.
I'm
Anything
adding
deep
that
fried.
one too. I love a lot of snacks he does, and I forget them all.
Cool.
so what's your number 3, Hara?
Number 3.
My number 3, Mickey bar.
Oh,
There you go. What about the Mickey bar?
I like ice cream first of all because I'm like my dad. I love eating them on hot days. I like eating them when we go to like Big Thunder Mountain. I like
They're
the frozen.
so
I
they
like the
actually hold up.
frozen lemonade too. That
So
kind
just
of
the entire
ties
ice
in.
cream cart.
Yeah,
She's cheating like her
basically-
dad.
I'm cheating.
Now, if you had to pick one, do Mickey bars.
Mickey bars?
Mickey bars are the best.
Mickey bars.
Bars.
Mickey
And-
bars, which are $5.69 now a piece. Isn't that cute?
However, if you do those nighttime and the
Oh, exactly.
Moonlight Magic, eat
Oh, yeah.
all the ice cream you want.
Yep. We'll have to do a separate show just
Okay.
on different parties and events. Number 3, kid.
My number 3 is actually pickles.
Oh, well, explain. I'm confused.
So for like snacks, the Magic Kingdom or like any of the parks actually just sells like pickles in little packages.
Uh-huh.
And they're like the perfect size. And I've always loved pickles, but theirs are
Mickey
actually so different from the ones you just get at like the store.
It's a pickle head.
I
Okay.
do love pickles. So like they're just refreshing and they're like a good enough snack. So
Yeah. Are like the big half sours,
yeah, you can get that. You can get like dill.
and they're like $3. And it's a huge
It's
pickle too.
huge.
Who knew?
She loves pickles,
I
man.
do.
All right.
Yeah, she told me she loves them.
All right. My number 3 is a Plaza milkshake.
Ooh.
So when
I
you
should
go
have
and eat it,
added that.
it becomes a snack for me because that's the one place we do lunch every time, but they have an all-you-can-drink milkshake. So I always get an extra milkshake as we're leaving and
You
make
are
myself
good,
sick.
Dad.
Thank you.
How many times have you puked at Magic Kingdom?
I have not puked yet, but we tend to walk a
Think
little
it's gonna be
slower after the
soon.
plaza. Yeah,
I think it's
the
gonna be
amount of ice
very-
cream that I consume
Yeah, once
in
we
that
went,
place is not healthy.
once we went on Big Thunder Mountain after that, and you almost puked. I remember that.
I
Yes, you did.
I don't think we've ever eaten at Plaza.
Oh,
I don't think so.
they have a great cheesesteak. If you're a turkey club guy, I mean, the sandwiches are stellar.
Ooh, turkey clubs.
You said the magic word.
What's your number 3?
My number 3 is a new addition to the Disney snack arsenal. It's over in Adventureland. There's a spring roll cart.
Mm.
And when I went, the 2 types you could get were cheeseburger and pepperoni pizza spring rolls. So it's that nice thin spring roll wrapper, just stuffed with nothing but mozzarella cheese and shredded pepperoni. And they give you a cup of marinara dip in. So it's like a giant pizza roll. And the cheeseburger one was just, I thought, I was, okay, it's going to be all cheese with like 2 pieces of beef in it, like the TGI Fridays,
Yeah.
like potato skins or whatever. No, this thing was loaded with a ton of ground beef, little onions. It tasted like a McDonald's cheeseburger in an egg roll wrapper.
That's awesome.
It was amazing.
Harley's drooling.
I went back 3 times. There's $7 for 2 of them. I went back 3 times throughout the course of the night. So that was my dinner, was just spring rolls. So
Very cool. All right. So what do you get for your number 2, kid?
Pretzels.
ooh, Mickey pretzels.
I love pretzels a lot. I like the cheese. I like everything about
I'm
them.
going to tag up. I'm going to skip you. Mine is pretzels as well.
Pretzels too.
I love
Great minds
Mickey
think
pretzels.
alike.
Are you guys both cheese people or mustard people or
Cheese.
cheese?
Yeah, big vats of fake cheese.
Plastic
Oh,
cheese and
amazing.
You scoop
All the
it.
plastic cheese.
They do taste better than everyone else's pretzels.
They do.
they do.
There's so many little things they can do down there that just taste better than everyone else.
Try to get those super pretzels. They're all
those
stale and nasty. No,
I
Mickey
like-
pretzels are nice and
I
soft.
still don't get why you call it plastic cheese. It's like so good when you scoop it. Mama hates when I scoop things.
Yeah, I know.
She does.
What's
You
your
do
number
it too,
2,
though.
kiddo?
My number 2 is the pork shank.
From Gaston's.
Uh,
Pork is easily my favorite food, so
It is.
so far, we have pickles and pork. This is amazing. I'm loving this entire list.
Me too.
It is so good.
My number 2 is the Dole Whip.
Mm.
And even better now. So pineapple's easily my favorite fruit. So I love the Dole Whip. When I lived in Hawaii, I used to be able to go to the Dole Cannery and get it, the Dole Fields and get it.
The Dole Fields is amazing.
Oh, it's awesome.
To get it fresh right from...
Yeah, literally. But now they even took the Dole Whip to another height. So now they have other flavors now too on top of just pineapple. They have like a raspberry. Sometimes they had a coconut for Christmas. But now you can get a big, huge thing of Dole Whip on top of a little pineapple upside down cake.
What?
So you
What?
have, so it's a little pineapple upside down cake that was amazing on its own right, with an entire full serving of Dole Whip on top of it. So my favorite cake and my favorite frozen concoction all on one plate.
All in one thing.
And it was like, usually you get pineapple upside down cake and it sometimes can be very dry and kind of suck. This thing was stellar. So
Well, that's because it's made with magic.
exactly.
Duh.
I think it was like $6.49. So it's like $1.50 more than the standard Dole Whip, and you get a cake.
So good.
Give me all the cake.
So good.
You need to take me in the next month or two.
Food.
No cake.
So what's your number one, kid?
My number one, popcorn. Popcorn.
That
I like the butteriness. I like everything about it. I'm getting my
You
braces
are-
on in like a month, people. Give me more popcorn and gum.
so the little
Please.
yes, we had to push off her braces appointment by an entire month just so she could eat the popcorn when we go to Disneyland.
That's
I
good.
need
That's good
my
parenting.
popcorn.
I had to tell a slight fib and get her appointment moved from January 21st until after vacation, so she
Sorry,
could
I
enjoy
love
the
my
popcorn.
popcorn.
No, that's solid. You
That's good
eat
stuff.
popcorn every day you go to that
I
dang park.
do.
Mhm.
I'm
We're the
like my
people with the bucket
cousins.
just dangling off our belt, for God's sakes.
In fact,
Yeah.
one of the saddest days I ever had was when they changed the refill buckets from free to like $1. Now they're $2.
What?
Yeah, they're $2 now for the refills for the buckets.
That's sad.
At the World, I don't know what they're doing with the Land. Actually, the Land, they don't do refills at all, I don't think, because of the annual pass percentages.
They don't do the refills over there.
Yeah.
They do. They still do the cardboard cartons and stuff.
Yep.
You don't get the buckets.
Yeah.
Little aside, did you see what the commemorative bucket is that they just did? The Falcon.
It's for French fries, though.
Oh, it's a fries.
It's for French fries.
What?
Yeah, I
We
need
need
to.
to order.
Oh, you're going. You're going.
We're going
up there.
next. Yeah, we're gonna
We
be there.
are.
I need one of those
We're gonna
Millennium
be there in
Falcon
the
buckets if you can swing it.
Oh, we'll be shipping
Mom's
stuff
gonna
home, so-
kill you.
What? I'll put it at work. It'll be next to my at popcorn bucket. What's your number 2? Mind your business.
Number one.
You mean my
one,
number,
number one,
one?
yeah.
I'm fascinated. So far, we got pickles and pork shank. Are we going for dessert foods?
Yes, we are.
Nice.
A frozen chocolate covered banana. That is my number one. I have to
Of
get it
course.
every time I go.
That's awesome.
Think
wait,
she'll eat all 3 of
do
those
they-
like in an hour. Too.
Do they
More
do
like
those
30
on the special events? Like, does that count as an ice cream treat?
No, it
No,
doesn't.
it's
Yeah.
in Frontierland.
It did at Disneyland, but it does at Disney World.
It's in Frontierland.
I wasn't sure. I
see
remember
'em.
we got the frozen lemonades and the Mickey bars and everything else. Cookie
Good.
sandwiches. Pretty sure I made myself sick that night too.
Beep.
Beep.
Yeah, the bananas. They had the bananas at World for Moonlight Magic. Didn't have them at Disneyland though. Also, side note: the ice cream sandwiches, the cookies and cream Mickey ice cream sandwich,
Yes.
available in stores starting this week.
So excited.
What?
Right next to your WWE bars.
Wait, what? Wait, hold up. I need those WWE bars.
Well,
Well, that's a different podcast.
yeah, that's
At
the,
least until Disney buys WWE.
that's the wrestling show.
Yes, we'll get there
Start
later.
a wrestling show. Yeah,
All right. My number one, Dole Whip.
there you go.
No,
Oh, you love your Dole
no
Whip.
question. I love my Dole Whip. Staying at the Polynesian is dangerous when they have Dole Whip like right there that you can
Right
go get
there.
all the time. Like DJ said, I mean, that's the one thing we hunted out in Hawaii.
Yep.
We went to the Dole plantation just so I could have it from the source.
I remember that.
I absolutely love Dole Whip.
Yeah, hooked Dole up to my veins.
We had that for breakfast.
And now they do.
Yeah.
Have you been there when they've done the adult Dole Whip? You
Oh,
can
yeah.
Oh,
The,
the Dole Whip cocktails. Oh,
they had a Dole Whip cocktail.
is that at the Polynesian? I think you may be able
Yeah,
to
so
get it
you-
at that. There's a
It's also
bar.
in Animal
slash-
Kingdom.
Yes.
Yeah, it's at
That's
Animal
the other
Kingdom, and
place.
also they'll do it at the bar inside the pool at the Polynesian, outside the where the
Mm-hmm.
DVC section is, the smaller pool.
Yep.
They also do a very good teriyaki
Stellar.
burger there, by the way. So yeah, they'll do it with like a Florida Myers in it. And then they
So
had
good.
the one at Animal Kingdom has Parrot Bay coconut rum in it. So it's super good.
So good.
Super good. Cool.
What's your number one, bud?
My number one is popcorn.
Called it.
There you
So
go.
popcorn is probably my favorite food.
That popcorn.
I eat popcorn
is
every day, and I don't know.
stellar.
Yep, I don't know what it is, but they have a deal with Pop Secret. They have a proprietary like oil blend or something or butter blend, and it is just
Now, the popcorn at
Fantastic.
Disneyland is not as good as Disney World. It's different.
It's not, but from what I hear, like Disneyland has like better hot dogs.
Some of the other food items
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
better.
Well, you had like that. You had that Red Wagon corn dog. You said it's the best corn dog you've ever had in your life, right?
I love corn dogs.
I will say the food, when they do their food festival at the California Adventure, it's better than,
Food and wine.
yeah.
We did the one for Christmas. It was actually really good.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was so good.
I'm at the point now where, you know, we took it easy this trip, and I actually more enjoy just walking around eating than I do.
Yeah, you don't need
Going
to
on
be
rides.
waiting in rides all the time or anything. Just putz through some stores.
There's some stores and
yeah,
eat
just
popcorn
take it
all
in.
day. Eat my body weight in popcorn.
Well, because the first time we went as a family, all we did, you planned everything down to the second, so we never actually got a chance to get snacks. It was always
I'm trying to help them. Trying to help them easy.
I appreciate that so much
I'm
because
way better now.
he used to plan out how long it would take us to eat. So
Yeah, your dad and I are on opposite ends of the spectrum. Like, I'm the one that'll get up and have coffee, and we'll stroll into the park at like 10.
Yeah, I definitely can't do
We
that.
take it.
But
yeah.
We take it easier.
I don't get when people say like there's a difference from Disneyland popcorn and Disney World and like
Different food.
the hot dogs. It makes no sense to me. I know
It's
it's
different.
across the country, but
No.
it makes no sense.
They're using different food in both parks.
different.
That is true.
Popcorn's different. It's not.
It
It's,
is.
it's only off by a bit, but it's
What is it?
is.
Is it Redenbacher that's in Disney World?
no. It's top secret in both.
Is it?
Yep, something to. I don't know what it is.
It
It's
doesn't taste the
humidity
same.
or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Something like
Kind of like
that.
New York, the bagels are better because of the water.
That's true.
Pizza dough's better because of the water.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing.
It is. No, don't. I know you were confused. You're 11. You'll
Okay.
catch up.
So
Well,
So,
I didn't want to deprive you guys of talking about rides either, because now you guys both love rides. So, what are your top 3 favorite rides? Let's start with an honorable mention or two. Do you have one, Carly?
So my honorable mentions are Pirates of the Caribbean, and I am a huge fan of Slinky.
That's not in
that doesn't
Magic
count,
Kingdom.
though. That's
Oh.
studios.
Oops.
But Pirates works.
Pirates works.
That's
Yeah,
good.
I like
Honorable
Pirates.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How about you, kid? Honorable mention.
my honorable mentions would include Pirates of the Caribbean because I do love that ride, and the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Okay.
She just stole my entire thunder because those are my 2 honorable mentions. Pirates is just a classic.
It is.
Loved it
Yeah.
since I was a kid, and I thought the Mine Train was a stellar addition.
Yeah.
It was a really nice.
It is
add
fun.
to
It's
give
so
yourself
smooth.
another thrill type ride.
Yeah. That thing is smooth as silk,
Mm-hmm.
too. So, since everyone said Pirates, I'm going to change them up a bit, too, because I had Pirates. I'm going with the People Mover,
Okay.
I almost put that down.
and I love the Carousel of Progress.
Oh.
I don't know why. It's a nice 25 minutes or whatever out of the sun.
Can I just do like the moving walkway coming out of Space Mountain?
Oh,
It
yeah.
used to be very bouncy.
Yeah.
As a little kid, I used to bounce my way up by the RCA dog.
Yeah. It's all gone now.
I know.
It sucks. They changed it. The escalators out of there or the belt and everything. It sucks.
I reference the RCA dog, and Harley looks at me confused. Like, no idea what this thing is. Yes, like that. And that's exactly how the dog looked. Head tilted to the side.
You spoil kids in your
I
magic
know,
experience
I
bands.
know.
I remember that.
You've done paper fast. Have you ever done paper fast passes, Harley, at Disney World?
Fake paper.
No,
Paper
paper
Fast-
fast pass.
Oh,
yeah.
yes. I did this thing at the plaza where this guy came out and sang, and he gave me a fast pass, and I used it on
Doesn't-
Ariel.
No,
and it was
that-
so dumb.
No,
Doesn't
she would have
count.
been too young to have the
Yeah,
actual
no, I know.
I
paper
still,
when having to wait in line at the kiosk.
I have so many of them. Like when I was younger, I used to save all of them, but now I still have a few of them. I use them as bookmarks.
There you go.
There you go.
Nice.
I like that.
Okay, so number 3 favorite ride, Harley.
Space Mountain.
Space Mountain. What do you like about Space Mountain?
I don't like the darkness, but I like how it like feels because it's got me more comfortable with going on like roller coasters because I'm not a big fan. Like, yeah, I kind of like it.
How fast do you think Space Mountain goes?
40 miles per hour?
Nope, it goes under 25 miles an hour at some points.
No.
It's all optical illusions.
I
It's
heard
all magic
like,
tricks.
when the lights go off, when the lights go on, like at
Throws you.
times it looks so weird.
Athena can explain it. We actually got stuck on we were on the ride when they had to turn the
What?
lights
Getting the
on.
lights on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we rode it with the lights on.
That's why
Didn't
Daddy goes
someone
like this all
lost
the
like
time
a
now.
hat
Yeah.
or something.
Someone's hat fell off or something. Yeah, and you can
We
keep
were there.
going.
They stopped us. Yeah.
And
They
it-
stopped the
didn't
ride for a
stop me.
little bit, and then they turned it back on, but they still kept the lights on.
Oh, see, they didn't start the ride up again until the lights went off.
Yeah,
When
we
we were
got
on
we got to we had just kicked in and they stopped us. They're like, okay, the guy can move you back. Okay, we're gonna finish you, and we finished the ride, and then we get to go on again. But it literally was like someone just took an erector set and just dumped it on the floor.
It's scary. Harley always makes fun of me because I completely turtle.
Yeah.
I'm always like this, like hunched down.
Yeah, because you're like 6'5".
But it's because of that time they turn the lights on. I'm like, it's right there.
Yeah,
That's
Like,
why I don't put my hands
I
up.
don't want to know how close I
Decapitation
am.
waiting.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent.
I'm waiting for the headless person.
Like I'm 4'10" and I can't even put my arms up.
no,
It scared
no, it
me.
Wait,
spooked
Dad.
me.
You've been on that ride when the lights turned on?
We were stopped on one of the banks. Something happened.
You
It was a
explain
mechanical
to me,
thing.
like,
It
what
wasn't
it
a
felt? Like, what you saw in there? Because it's always pitch black.
Yeah, it's the erector set's a good way of
Yeah.
describing it. It looks like this rickety old ride inside of
a big dome of
the
black.
Houston Astrodome.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
So
It's
it's
like
basically
somebody-
like swerve,
It's just-
track.
you just see the
a,
tracks.
It's a bunch of bent coat hangers.
Yeah, and it goes down and up, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's,
I never want to be
nope,
in that ride
it's
when
way
the
more
lights turn
fun.
on.
For Christmas now, they do an overlay for it. They call it Space Mountain Merry something. So you come out the thing, and the tunnels are red and green lights now, and they shoot you out, and it's all Trans-Siberian Orchestra music, and there's just Christmas lights going. Bah, 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 bah.
oh, that'd be really cool.
Oh,
It's
I
insane.
heard when we went for like some event to start, like they made it pitch black, like
Oh,
no
the Halloween
stars,
party.
Yeah, Halloween.
no
They shut
nothing.
off all the lights.
Yeah.
It's just
Can't see
Well,
any,
that'd be
like
Then-
even the
scary.
people mover thing.
it's in like your depths of
Like,
space.
You can't
And then
see anything.
Yeah, and then at Disneyland for Halloween, they do like Space Ghost thing, kind of like a Event Horizon kind of
Yep,
like demon space things.
that's very cool.
Creepy.
Cool.
So where are we at?
Number 3, Athena.
Is Space Mountain.
Really?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I remember the first time you went, I couldn't even get you on the ride. You hated
Oh
the
yeah, I
Yeah.
used to be so scared of
We
it
had to beg her
because
to.
I was honestly scared of the dark, and like I saw like we used to always watch the YouTube videos of all the rides. So I'd watch it, I'd be like, that is way too dark for me. And then I finally went on it, and at first I was scared because I was really, really small when I was younger, like smaller than the average sized 6-year-old.
Yeah.
So I always felt like I was gonna slide out because at one point I had so much room on the sides that I ended up sliding, and I was like, I don't like this.
I didn't like the dark. I still don't like the dark. I have a nightlight, and I just heard about like the stories you guys told where the lights go on, and I'm like, I don't think I want to ever know what that feels like.
It's always better to just go through the ride and experience it in the dark.
I
You don't
know,
wanna
like
see-
I'm afraid of the dark, and like hearing those stories, I think I'm less afraid of it. Like I think I would rather be in the dark than ever having to do it with the lights on.
yeah, you just experience
Like,
the feeling.
because I don't think it would be that much fun, and I think I would be freaked out because, as I said, I'm like scared of being next to big things, and it would be scary for me, and that wouldn't be fun.
What's your number
All right.
3?
My number 3 is the Haunted Mansion.
Ah, nice.
Ooh.
It's my favorite of the old rides that are still there.
Yeah.
And it's really my favorite on both coasts. I mean,
Yeah.
I love the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland too.
Yeah.
That was always, for whatever reason, that always caught my imagination as a kid. I mean, I was a sucker for the stretching room and everything that went into the Haunted Mansion.
It took me, I want to say, 3 trips into my adult years. Like when I went when we were kids, I remember I had my eyes closed the entire time because I was scared of being scared. Took me like, we went for a honeymoon. I still have my eyes closed because I'm a freaking huge one.
I was fascinated by the hitchhiking ghosts and being able to experience it at Halloween when they'd have actual cast members in the attraction.
Yeah.
Was just nuts.
Are you upset there's no Eddie Murphy in the Haunted Mansion?
Not at all.
I have a couple
Not
things
at all.
to add
I
on
don't
to
like
that.
when they try to shoehorn today's movies into the
Yeah.
old attractions. I like the
The
classics.
Pirates of the Caribbean ride, except for the Johnny Depp stuff, all that other stuff's out. The mermaids are out. The mermaid skeleton's out. The Blackbeard and the Davy
The
Jones. and
redhead.
Mistus. Yeah, the redhead's changed. All.
For some reason, that one didn't bother me as much.
Mama's so upset about that. She loved the redhead scene.
That bugged. Okay. So yes, the selling off of the girls, they got so PC
Yeah.
where it's, and I don't know. I don't know how many people took offense to that ever. It was just part of the story that had been there since, what do we determine, 71?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. What's your number 3?
Mine's Space Mountain. Just it was like the one thrill ride I remember from when I was a kid. It's it's a classic roller coaster. It's it's Space Mountain.
Yeah, something I had to add on about the Haunted Mansion. I said I like watched these documentaries about Haunted Mansion and Tower of Terror, and actually, a fun fact: the Haunted Mansion used to be a walkthrough ride. It wasn't actually a ride when it first opened in California. And anyways, in California, I think it looks like better, like a Haunted Mansion, and
Different kind of mansion, yeah.
Yeah.
and
It is.
Disney World, I think they could add some like regular house to it because it looks like straight up haunted mansion. Like ghosts have been in there
See,
for
I
a
kinda
couple
like
of
that.
years,
I like
Yeah.
and like
I think there's pros and cons to both.
there is.
and they were talking about like they put that ride on hold because of like all these other projects to make the park better, and then they did it again. And so it was just like interesting to see like how it used to be like a walkthrough thing, but they changed it to a ride because they were bringing so many crowds that they had to change it.
Somebody researched.
There you go.
Yeah,
Impressed.
I did it.
We don't
and
allow research on this show.
No, we kind of make this up as we go along. You're way too prepared.
There you go.
I am, but I
All
watched it a couple
Well-
months ago.
Continue to dazzle us and tell us what your number 2 is.
My number 2 is Big Thunder Mountain.
Ah, yes.
That's mine too.
Was it
two
really?
Great minds think alike.
You two can describe what you like about it together.
So I like that it's kind of I actually watched part of a documentary on this one too. And I like how it's
Deep. I'm not sure.
I like another thing on it was I like how they based it off of the Grand Canyon. That's what they based it off.
Really? They took pieces of the canyon to.
That's what they did. And so I like how they're like you're kind of going through mines and how it's like in the like olden times. I like it.
How about you, Athena?
I love Big Thunder because honestly, some of my favorite rides are wooden rides, and they don't make them anymore. It's so rare because
There's
it's
very
like
few.
it's very dangerous nowadays because of how they have to do
Gotta
everything
go
and
into the
staying up to
cyclone and-
codes.
Yeah.
So I love it because they made it feel like a wooden ride. And honestly, one of my all-time favorite rides is at Canopy Lake Park, and it is the Yankee Cannonball.
Yeah.
I love it so
The old
much.
rickety wooden coaster.
Yeah, you can
I
still
don't like,
hear
like,
it.
the
I
old-
love it.
We got to get you to Dollywood. They're all
coasters.
wooden coasters at Dollywood.
Anything that makes you fear for your life.
They just don't sound good. You were telling me about the Superman one, and I'm like, someone did that. Like you're barely holding on, and it sounds like a wooden
Super-
coaster and that stuff.
Slight
You're like
digress.
hanging down.
No, it's definitely not a wooden coaster, but they have changed the safety restraints.
They have because I heard a guy got.
Just one guy flying out, you know.
That's okay. It's Superman. You're supposed to fly.
Exactly. My number 2, you guys have already all talked about it, Space Mountain.
Space Mountain. Okay.
Oh,
It was,
Dad.
well, thanks. 6.5, 7 years old. It was the first thrill ride I had ever
Oh yeah,
gone
you
on.
came out of that thing. I am the
Yeah, that was
bee's
my-
knees because I rode Space Mountain.
That was my first roller coaster. Same as any, and the rest of you had to be coaxed on, probably dragged on, honestly. But I've loved it ever since.
It's awesome. My number 2 is Splash Mountain.
Ooh.
I love anywhere, whatever park it is, whether it's a local one here or even like back before it was our Six Flags was Six Flags. We had a place called Riverside.
Yep.
I'm a sucker for flume rides. They're nice and relaxing. Splash Mountain, top having the awesome drop, the cool animatronics and the songs and all that. I used to like the movie when I was a kid. I used to have Song of the South on VHS tape before I knew there was anything wrong with it.
Don't
But-
go looking for it on Disney Plus. It'll
No,
never appear.
Not there,
But
but
every Disney movie's on Disney Plus. That's
No.
the
That one
point
will
of it.
not be.
That one will never be on there.
never be
do some
there.
research. Why in about 5 years when you
Yeah. yeah.
Okay, I will.
so
Ask Kevin when you see him.
yeah, the best thing about Splash Mountain is, especially when you go, if it's like, in the 80s or whatever like that,
Oh,
it's a nice 15-minute break in the cool. Like the queue is super air conditioned. There's a ton of cool spots.
you're praying to get soaked at the bottom of that hill.
Exactly. It's just fun too. It's just a fun ride. So I'm going Splash.
A couple things about that too. I like the bags that they give out, and I don't like the
They
drop.
don't do that anymore. They don't.
No more ponchos. Sorry.
They stopped giving out the Ziploc bags.
Oh, the Ziploc
No.
bags to put your phone and stuff in.
They're so
Yeah.
cute. And I hate drops, so I disagree on the drop thing. But that's your opinion
All
too.
right,
too.
yeah. So how about you tell us your number 1?
Number 1, Harley.
Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Seven Dwarfs. Okay.
Yes.
I just love how they tell the story. I like how I don't know why, I just like seeing front row. This is the one coaster I'm okay with drops.
Yeah, you will wait for the front row on that.
I will
every
wait for
single
the
time.
front row every time. There's something wrong with me. I
You
know
also-
too much about Disney.
You
too.
also come out of there with a cold or the flu because you touch every dang thing on the way to that
in
ride.
the interactive queue. Oh,
Oh.
gross.
Not everything now.
That ride's
I've
been
got
sponsored by
better.
Purell.
Oh, it's awful.
Purell should sponsor that thing.
Kids are wiping their noses before they're playing with the gems
Oh,
and
God.
stuff. They're spinning something like, I walk through there like this. I don't want
Cringy.
to touch anything.
It is.
Oh, it's awful.
They just call it the seven dwarf petri dish.
How about you, Athena? What's your number one?
I know this one. This one.
Yeah, this was obvious because I have everything that they've ever made for it. My number one is the Haunted Mansion.
Yes.
I have everything Haunted Mansion. Anytime we go to Comic-Con, I always have a Haunted Mansion artwork that I bring home. I have almost every Funko Pop for the Haunted Mansion.
He's staring at you.
I have the Dooney and Burke backpack for Haunted Mansion. It's my favorite
Dooney and
of
Burke
all
rides.
time.
The line is crazy. Heather has one of those bags.
We just got you the artwork at Disney World this one time, and then we got the Hatbox Ghost statue and everything.
Yep.
All Haunted Mansion.
Everything Haunted
You
Mansion.
gave me
You
that
grabbed the
Haunted
Uminga
Mansion
print too,
dress.
didn't you?
Yeah.
You grabbed her the Uminga print, didn't you? Did you buy a copy of that?
She bought her own.
Oh, she bought it when
Yeah,
she was up?
she
I
bought
remember
it
you
when
guys
to
came home
Disneyland.
with
So
that,
yeah, everything Haunted Mansion.
Yep.
That was an
Absolutely
easy one.
Everything.
So which Haunted Mansion do you like better?
So
I like this debate.
I really like the one at Disney World. Though at the one at Disneyland, I feel as though it's not as good, but I do love how much they put into it for Christmas and Halloween because they add all the Night Before Christmas
amazing.
stuff.
That's one thing. Disney World needs to adopt that Night Before Christmas way over because
It's
I think it's
That is
gangbusters.
amazing.
Why they haven't done it yet is boggles
I
my
don't
mind.
know.
It's just a skin over.
It's distinctly different feels between the two. The one, for whatever reason, the one at Disneyland reminds me of like a haunted place in New Orleans or something.
Yeah,
That kind of old, like
It
the
is
house
in
that
New
Stat
Orleans
was in
Square,
Interview with the
though.
Vampire.
yeah,
that
because
kind of thing, you know?
it's in New Orleans.
It's that
Square.
kind of feel
Kind of thing.
to the whole thing. So you're going into the old home.
Yeah, Disney World kind of seems more like
It's like a haunted
upstate
castle.
New Yorkish or something
Yeah.
like that. Maybe like somewhere else. Like
Yeah.
something like that. I like in the mountains.
Yeah. So for that one, yeah, I still can't believe but I can see why they don't do it in Disney World.
Why do you think they don't do it?
Because it takes so long. I heard they're shut down for like 5 days.
They do shut it
that
down for a good amount of
that
time out there.
Probably takes a lot of stuff away
Your volume
for
is
a couple
lower
of
in
days.
Disneyland.
It's
And
shut down
then
right now.
it
That's
all
pretty
goes
smart.
back to that problem where it's taking less crowds every day for the walkthrough, and that's why they made it a ride.
Where do you think they put all that Nightmare Before Christmas stuff?
I'm guessing they store it somewhere in the archives.
The archives? Okay.
Yeah,
It's
and
next to the Ark of the Covenant. the
I was just-
warehouse.
and
yeah.
it all goes back to that one.
Do you hear the
thing
lights
where
go on
you
when they
can't
go
do
find
a
it?
white-
Boom. No? You have no idea what I'm talking about. Just like, what are you
Yeah,
talking
and
about?
then it
Sure,
all
why
goes
not?
back to that problem
Yes.
where they need more guests to go through, and
The mouse
that
needs
ride
no
thing.
more money. Settle down.
yes, they do.
Fine on their own.
But that's what my problem is. I don't get why they just kept it a walkthrough because it would been.
No,
it's funner
better-
as a ride too, most of all. But
it's
I
better
thought
if-
it would have been
It's
more
better as a ride.
more
Wait.
scarier if you had it
Yeah.
a walkthrough.
It would have been scarier as a haunted house type walkthrough,
You
but
never would be able to get into it.
exactly, it's you need to have it as a ride to move people through it.
And I like the thing at Disneyland where it's it
And
looks
this
like
one time at Disneyland,
I went to band camp. You're done. Thank you
Okay.
for your commentary.
You're welcome.
Good day. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Thank you for flying Scout Tours. Bye bye.
bye-bye.
My number one's a ride that isn't there anymore. It's Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
I knew it.
I adore Toad. It is. I don't know why. You ride it in California and see what it's like. It's the most messed up
It's, most,
ride.
it's the weirdest 35
That was
seconds of
so
your life.
weird.
It's so strange. It looks like it belongs in like the Beatles' Yellow Submarine type
Yeah.
stuff. It's more of a psychedelic kind of thing. It's not a comfortable ride. It jostles you all over in those stupid cars.
Yeah, it's not fast or exciting
Go
or
through
anything.
one door and we take a hairpin turn and go back through the other door.
And you come off. I remember I came because we brought Disney. I came off. I was like, "What in the holy hell
Yep.
just happened?"
But
I was so confused, and I went by myself because it can only fit 2 people, and I went
yeah.
on before my parents. I was
the
like,
queue is
looking around,
tiny.
what
It
is
is.
I mean,
happening?
it was still set up for people like the size of the girls, like
queue-
tiny people, because
exactly.
I can't even fit
The
as I'm
queue
going through.
is the size of the line you expect, like the little boat thing, like a local.
But I want to
amusement
steal
park.
that statue every time I see it and run away
I
with
know.
it. But
I do love the character Mr. Toad. He is adorable.
I don't know why. I like the little feel of the outside of it, the whole
Yeah.
thing. I was just always a Toad fan when I was a kid.
Awesome.
What's your number one, man?
So I went with an old school OG ride. Also, my favorite at either park is Walt Disney World's Peter Pan's Flight.
Knew it.
My absolute favorite ride. We actually didn't ride it this last time because the line was
The line
just
was crazy.
bonkers.
I thought they were redoing it still.
Yeah, but it was still it
Yeah.
was 2 hours at one point in time.
Oh,
I'm not doing it for that, but
It's not worth it that time.
It's just I think the biggest thing is because it hasn't been touched since the original. So like you're writing like, yep, Walt approved that. Walt said okay to that. So that's part of it, and I don't know. It's very simplistic.
Do you sing when you go through?
I hum it. I'm not gonna lie. I mean the music. I have it as an alarm on my phone. I wake up to it.
Oh yeah, I can hear it.
So it's just classic, and you can throw all the loops and everything you want to, but just give me like a classic Disney dark.
Yeah, the old school's fun.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and recap before Harley opens the dictionary again. Okay, so for snacks, Harley had Mickey bars, pretzels, and popcorn. Athena had pickles, pork shanks, and bananas.
That is the greatest list ever. Chocolate covered bananas.
Chocolate covered bananas. Chris had the Plaza milkshake, pretzels, and Dole Whip. And I had pizza and cheeseburger spring rolls, Dole Whip, especially with the upside down cake, and popcorn. Then for rides, Harley had Space Mountain, Big Thunder, and Seven Dwarfs. Tina had Space, Big Thunder, and Haunted Mansion. Chris had Haunted Mansion Space and Mr. Toad. And I had Space, Splash, and Peter Pan's Flight. Not bad, not bad. Well, thanks for coming on, girls. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you taking the and thank you for the research, Harley.
Yes.
That was quite informative.
Yes. We'll have to have
Thank
you back
you
when
for
we
letting me say it.
Oh, we're going to edit it out. It's okay. No one's ever going to hear it.
How dare you, sir?
Right now, this episode's runtime is basically Return of the King. We got to cut it down a little bit. So, but thank you very much for coming on.
Appreciate it, girls.
We'll have you guys on again. We'll get your Uncle Matt too, and
We'll bring Gookus back for another visit.
We go. So, thanks everyone for listening. If you're into stuff besides Disney, we have the normal FANMEN show, which is movies and comics and TV and just other.
Picking on the old guy that hangs in here with us.
Yeah, exactly. So, you can find us on Twitter at FMen37, and this show, which is not as frequent, but is with the other show on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and Spotify, and Stitcher, and everywhere else you get your podcasts. So, thank you much, everyone. Have a good night.
Later, guys.
Night.
Night.